It's amazing we can have 2 hours and 59 minutes actually of just, But 5 seconds. 5 seconds, that's all you need to make it all wash away and make everybody talk positive, think positive, and want to watch next week. Justin LaBar here, Wrestling Reality one-on-one with me here on Trib Live Radio. It's the return of Paul Heyman. Not really so much a return, we just saw him just a couple weeks ago, but the alignment with CM Punk has got everybody buzzing. We'll talk about it. We'll let you talk about it. 412-320-7925 is the number. sportstalk@tribweb.com is the email. Or tweet me at Justin LaBar. Let's get into what took place last night in Second City in Chicago. Monday Night Raw. We start off Jerry Lawler being attacked backstage by CM Punk. Sneak attack was a nice touch. You had to keep Lawler off TV. You had to. It was a must. You needed to sell it. I'm glad that they did keep him off TV. It makes me wonder, though, what is the payoff between Lawler and CM Punk, since they're keeping that issue over here, and of course you have John Cena, CM Punk over here. So Sheamus is in the ring. Sheamus ends up in a mic battle. I use that term lightly, battle, with CM Punk. Doesn't do well for the fella. You make it a match verbal wits with he. Orton versus Dolph Ziggler. Great first match of the night. Momentum struggle with Orton, though. You got to wonder. I mean, he came back. He's had some good matches since he's been back, but then he's going to be leaving soon again to go film a movie. Kind of bothers me there, but nonetheless, good match between he and Ziggler. Great finishing sequence of roll-ups. Great win for Dolph Ziggler. Big things lying ahead for him. Daniel Bryan and Kane in their anger management classes again. Funny stuff here. You got to watch it. Daniel Bryan, when he delivers the line to Kane, and he goes, "Teacher's pet," on time. Great comedic stuff there. Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara versus Tensai and Cody Rhodes. Cara and Mysterio get the win. Yes, Cody Rhodes was pinned, not Tensai. Cara and Mysterio, this is actually a great move that they're doing here. Putting the two of them together, allowing Mysterio to work with Cara certainly helps them. I'm sure helps the communication, helps the entire comfort level. It buys as much time as you need. You can have them be together for 2 months. You can have them be together for 6 months. Have them be together for 6 months, have a split, and then you get your one money match that you get out of Sin Cara and your one money match that's left out of Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania when the two square off. Kane and Bryan back to doing the Circle of Trust, and they find that they actually had something in common. Neither of them were going to catch Harold. Sheamus versus CM Punk was one of the main events. Punk comes out in jeans. He ends up not having the match. He leaves, takes a personal day. We see him get into the car after he gets interviewed for a minute. He gets into a car, and I started tweeting about this. He got in the passenger side, and that made me think. I'm like, well, normally when they show these guys leaving, they always get in the car and they drive themselves off to help make it convincing. But I was like, there has to be a reason why he got in the passenger seat. We'll get back to it. So we get Sheamus versus Jack Swagger. You know who's going to win this. I thought we might see Wade Barrett, but we did not. I am glad, though, that since we had Sheamus versus Swagger, I'm glad they had Swagger in this match. Because normally I'm not excited to see Swagger because I know that nothing productive is going to come out of it based upon how he's been booked for several months. But I'm glad Sheamus gets the win. And then from Swagger leaving, taking some time off, not happy with how things are going. AJ's begging him to stay. He won't stay. We basically get the subtle words that Swagger's going to disappear and hopefully, we would assume, be repackaged, come back bigger and better than ever. Eve versus Caitlyn. Eve gets the win. Moving on. Kane and Bryan, more anger classes. They scare everybody out of the room. The teachers, he's scared out of the room and upset because they don't listen. We get the Raw active poll. You get to decide what happens. Do they fight? Do they team together? Or they hug it out? Jinder Mahal versus Ryback. Ryback now has a t-shirt. Not as cool as mine. He now has lyrics to his song. How many lyrics can you fill a 3-minute song about Ryback? That's ridiculous. I don't know. He beats Jinder Mahal. Look, actually, I'm hard on Ryback. He's got a great look. I just need I need more. They're doing too long, too much of the squash. Debut kind of passed. Let's get on with it. He's been debuting since April. It's time to move it on. They're being too protective with him. Too protective. I don't like it. I probably will warm up to him. I'll stop bashing him a little bit when things move on and we get some progression. But until then, I bash on him and it upsets Stat Boy Jeff. So you voted. Did you really vote? Or did WWE just automatically decide we're going to have Kane and Bryan hug it out? The crowd was into this. It was a little bit too long for my taste, how long they built into this who's going to hug and all this stuff. I love almost anything Daniel Bryan does, but at a point, you just stop and thought to yourself, what the hell am I watching? This is when you do not want the girlfriend or your roommate or whoever you're trying to convince that wrestling is not as bad as the stereotype. This is when you don't want them to walk in the room and they see a 7-foot guy in a mask, a shorter guy with a goat face mountain man facial hair hugging each other. WWE Entertainment at its finest. Nonetheless, they start getting into a shoving match. They eventually start fighting each other. Bryan gets the last word with a chair shot on Kane, runs away. Cesaro gets the win against Santino. Zack Ryder, another TV match, and another win. He beats Heath Slater. Vicky Guerrero does a sit-in. Showdown with her and AJ. AJ informed by the board of directors she can't touch anyone. She gets slapped several times by Vicky. Vicky leaves with her witch-like laugh. Mental breakdown for AJ. Main event, Cena vs. Del Rio. Falls count anywhere. Now, I'm saying to myself, why did they decide to make the match falls count anywhere? CM Punk has to come back because he has a feud with John Cena. And, well, again, he's in the passenger seat of the car. My prediction was Cena gets ran over by the car, and, you know, it's Rikishi. He did it for The Rock kind of thing. We get a physical main event, a really good main event. Hats off to Del Rio and Cena. Physical. Del Rio ends up getting the win after CM Punk attacks Cena backstage. It's exactly the kind of showing Del Rio needed as he is once again going for the World Heavyweight title against Sheamus. And then Punk drags Cena over to the car. He gives him the GTS on the car. Punk goes back to that passenger seat. And with perfect anticipation, perfect timing, the tinted window rolls down with a sarcastic, oh my God, look from Paul Heyman. We'll hear your thoughts. I'll give you the reality of it. 412-320-7925. sportstalk@tribweb.com. Tweet me at Justin LaBar. We got that. We'll talk Miz on commentary. We got Bam Time, Boston Johnny, all that and more. Coming up, Trib Live Radio.